Welcome to About 6 Acres. This is Nick.
And I'm Juana. And today we're in our garden. We are expecting frost in a couple of days, so we're going to be taking out some of our peppers.
And overwintering them.
And we're also just going to take a quick look around. We picked a lot of the peppers, which is exciting because of what we wanted to do next. Last year we were able to successfully overwinter this container bell pepper plant. It's still putting on fruit. They're not very big. Sometimes we get them probably double this size. A lot of the time it just depends on how good we are about watering them. We are probably not going to keep this one for next year because we're going to try to grow a different kind. Just an example of what it looks like to have overwintered a pepper plant and the fact that it does produce really well, and it actually produced earlier for us than if we had just started it from seed. That's the big part about doing this, is it gives you a head start.
Picking our jalapenos off because we're going to overwinterize these two plants, which means we're going to dig them out and then transplant them into the pots and set them inside, which means we're going to cut like 2/3 this top plant off to the bottom node. We're going to take the plant out of the soil, rinse it off, trim some roots, and put it into some fresh potting soil for the winter. So basically, we'll have a mature plant in the springtime to plant and get a jump start on growing some peppers. We got our jalapeno plant. Now I'm just rinsing off the roots. We'll spray it off and trim some of them. So now I want to get a little bit of the debris off just in case there's any nematodes or anything like that. And then we're going to transplant it. Some people may cut it shorter, but it'll be long. It should grow out at these nodes. Probably gonna pick this one because it had a lot of peppers on it, and it's pretty vertical. The other ones are bent a little bit.
They are nice and wet and cut down, and we're gonna move them into the classroom. And the reason being is we don't want them to have too much shock.
One thing to do, especially if there is going to be some frost, is to make sure that they're watered in well. That way there'll still be some heat in that soil. That water will get down there.
We didn't plant a lot of new things. We stuck to some of the basics just based on what we eat and the things that we had planned for the fall. So we planted beets and some garlic. The garlic has come up mostly. We still have some elephant garlic that is working on making its way up. And there you can see one. But soon it'll look like that. And then we have all of these beets. We had a volunteer sweet potato plant here, which once the temperature got to about 40, it just decided it didn't want to live anymore. We'll probably be pulling that out. In this bed, we had planted some onion seeds as an experiment. I think there are some that are coming up, but not a lot. We obviously have other things that have made their way over here. We have beets, which we didn't plant in here. And then we also had some poppies, which poppies have so many seeds that I can completely understand them flying from that bed to this bed.
We also have a basil plant that we had cut back and pulled out, and it's growing back.
The carrots won't be bothered by 32-degree weather. I don't think that anything in our garden is going to be covered for this, but they're doing so well. They're looking really healthy. We didn't go crazy thinning them out, but that might be coming at some point. The other thing I'll mention here is that we had planted seeds, and we had also planted carrot tape, seed tape, and those did not come up at all. I think I maybe saw 2 that had germinated and they promptly died. So we won't be buying the carrot seed tape again.
So the eggplants are thriving now that the temperatures aren't so crazy. So I guess they like the 80s, 70-degree weather, around the 90s. I think a lot of the nightshade plants don't particularly like it and shut down, so I'm getting a lot of those purple, white striped eggplants that are really, really good. Oh, I see a grasshopper. You're gonna die, buddy, because it's gonna get cold. Feed you to the chickens.
So the amazing thing about eggplants is I wanted to pull them all about two months ago, and they started to go off, and we've actually had a couple of meals out of them, which is excellent. So I no longer have them on my banned list of things to grow. I have them on the
Plant in the fall.
yes, plant in the fall or have patience with them list. We found another watermelon, so we're gonna try to feed it to the chicken. It's watermelon, but it's actually a tiny little thing. It actually looks really good.
It's pretty good.
This one actually looks nice, red, and juicy. What do you think? Nice, red, and juicy?
It did. It tasted really good. Tastes like a watermelon.
Strawberries love this cool weather. Now, we don't need to cover them. A low-maintenance garden is priceless when there's so much chaos going on. So that is one of the reasons why we didn't go crazy planting new things this fall. We just knew that we had a lot going on. But the strawberries, you could see, are just loving it. They look so much better than they have at any other point in time other than early spring. We have some flowers that are coming, which are not necessarily good. We don't want fruit now, but I think those will probably die back and the plants themselves will continue to thrive. More of our garlic has come in, and it's okay that the garlic looks like this even though we haven't gotten to the thick of winter. If it does die, it'll come back because of the root development, and really we have not had an issue yet with garlic, even to temperatures down to about 15 degrees. So lower than that, we'll probably try to cover it. Radish bed is doing well. We'll probably have to thin out some of the turnips. Did take a lot of the French breakfast radish out, and we'll use them in eggs and other things. We'll probably have to do another succession of planting for it because I think we have the seeds, and of course they're delicious. But I am excited to see what turnips taste like.
Turnips are doing really well, and so you can actually eat the little greens. The cool thing is they have these little hairs on them, so it kind of feels funny when you pull them. But yeah, you can eat them just like you would a salad. Saute them. You have like a little spice to it, like a radish, pepper. Pretty good. So we got a lot. We'll thin out the small ones. We'll probably eat them, save them for salad.
It's the day after frost, so let's play a game of dead, not dead in the garden.
Eggplants, dead. Basil, dead. Sweet peas, not dead. Cucumbers, dead. This basil, also dead. Egyptian walking onions, not dead. Zinnias, dead. Lemon balm, not dead. Chicken over. Kale, not dead. Swiss chard that we haven't eaten for like the past year, not dead. Basil, dead. Feverfew, not dead. Actually thriving. Poppies. I don't know how many plants are right there, but they're liking it. They're alive. Beets, not dead. Chicago Bears, season is dead. Battlestar Galactica, I don't think we'll ever die. Strong fan base. Thanks for stopping by. And remember, you're awesome. You are loved.
Until next time.
Beets, not dead. Bears, not dead. Battlestar Galactica,